Are you struggling with keeping up with your expenses now that the prices are dramatically going up? What if I told you that inflation is not something bad and it actually made people millionaires? It's simple. It only takes a little courage and knowledge. Keep watching if you also want to have this knowledge and benefit from the ongoing inflation. Inflation. What is it? Why is it rising? What role do interest rates play in all of this? Why is everyone extremely worried while you could make some money out of it? Okay, let's start with the most basic explanation. Inflation is when a greater amount of money is available than products to buy. Imagine a village with a single market where residents purchase all of their goods, including food and clothing. One day, the government shows up because it is concerned about the village's economy. They tell the villagers that the banks won't charge them a high interest rate if they want to take out a loan. Little do the villagers know that the government seeks to motivate people to loan money and spend it. Oh, and they also leave a huge amount of cash for the entire village. Sweet! I'm feeling pretty rich, everyone in the village exclaims. Villagers are now visiting their market and purchasing far more products. They have been eyeing the expensive electric bike on the market that they previously couldn't afford. But now that they have all of this extra money, they can. Absolutely. Sweet! This is wonderful for business, the store owner thinks. However, he is out of bikes. In fact, he's running out of everything because every villager has extra money today and is purchasing far more than they previously did. I can't keep up with all of this demand. I should raise the prices, the store owner says. That's called inflation. I hope you figured the village is all of us and the market the entire economy. When there is extra money lying around and people want to spend it more quickly than businesses can produce goods, all companies across all industries boost their prices. That is also inflation. And that's why movie tickets, which were once 25 cents each, are today almost $15. Let's return to the village now and see what happens if we proceed this route. The bike prices at the shop have now been doubled. The store owner takes out a loan to build a new factory to create more bikes because the interest rate is so low. Remember what the government did. But government funding eventually dries out while his prices remain double. Now the shop owner is suddenly without a buyer for all of his new bikes. He now has this factory, more employees, but no buyers. He must close the factory, fire everyone, and gradually begin to lower his prices. This is called recession. Governments gave us free money when COVID shut down the world. They provided people who had been jobless for several months with $600 every week. Those who had children received subsidies, trillions and trillions of dollars. Even those who didn't lose their jobs received payments in the mail. We all received free money and we all squandered it. But take into account that the pandemic also made it more difficult for businesses like factories, ships, and stores to deliver all of this to us. People now have a lot more money than usual and are prepared to spend it. But the economy is unable to supply them with goods quickly enough. Then, what do companies do in response to this insane demand? They all increase their prices at the same time, also known as inflation. But what role do interest rates play in this? Most countries have a central bank, which serves as the nation's chief bank. But it differs from a normal private bank in that it doesn't simply hold our money before lending it out and earning interest to make a profit. The government is in charge of running the central bank, known as the Federal Reserve, here in the United States. Their responsibility is to create rules or policies that all other banks must follow. The central bank's goal is not to make money. Rather, it is to watch over the economy and ensure that it is developing, that people have jobs, and that prices don't fluctuate too much. This should allow us to keep growing steadily without a slowdown or recession. The interest rate is one of the things they have to manage in the economy. Want to borrow money to finance a car, a house, or a new investment? You'll be much more likely to do it if you just have to pay 2% interest on that loan instead of 6%. Lower interest rates equal people and businesses want to borrow and spend money. The central bank decided that during COVID, everyone needed to spend money. So they lowered the interest rate, which led to increasing borrowing and spending. And it totally worked. So a lower interest rate boosted the economy. But yet again, we find ourselves in a situation where there is too much money available to borrow and spend, but not enough products and services to spend it on. So what do businesses do all at the same time? Correct, they all raise their prices. Now your money is worthless. That means that your $100 bill is now worth an X amount percentage less than it was the previous year. And what if it happens again? Imagine 50%. Your $100 bill is now worth the value of $50. People start to panic at that point, and chaos breaks out. You must be wondering how you could ever generate money from this, as everything is becoming more expensive. I'll explain why this is such a fantastic opportunity right now. You've probably heard from those multimillionaires that wealth is built during recessions. It's true. But what should you do specifically? If you don't already have a cash-flowing business, you should create one while you're watching this video. Get yourself something that makes money for you, and you need to begin saving that income as soon as you can. Build up as much liquidity or cash as possible so that you can invest beginning in about 6 to 8 months. I listed the 6 best investments to hold and make profit during inflation. Gold and silver. Silver and gold investments may serve as an inflation hedge. As the US stock market increases due to inflation, both metals saw large gains. Due to the fact that gold and silver are measured in US dollars, they profit when the value of the dollar drops. These metals become less expensive to buy with other currencies. Real estate. One of the best investments for protection against inflation is physical assets. As housing market values continue to grow, you can lease or rent out a house once you own it to make money. Value stocks. A good inflation hedge is to purchase value stocks while the prices are low, especially if the company benefits from an inflationary economy. REIT funds, commodities, stock index funds, and an extra very important one, your social circle. Get around people who have experienced previous recessions, are financially successful, and have more expertise with things like this in order to expand your social circle and gain insights into their forecasts. Information will spread much more quickly if you are surrounded by an educated group of people. You must pay close attention to this advice right now, because situations like this don't happen often. Whether you only have 10,000 or 5,000 to your name, you must take this chance, given the fact that this is how people become wealthy. And like I stated, after every single recession, a bull market follows. Obviously, it is impossible to forecast the future with 100% accuracy from historical events, but by taking the average, you get a general idea of what might happen. Simply invest and hold on to your investments. Wait 3 to 5 years and increase your net worth with an additional 0. And once more, do not be afraid. Typically, a bull market comes after every single recession. This is the best time to take action and start working towards your financial freedom right now. Since you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Check if you haven't subscribed yet so you don't miss any of our videos, and of course, leave a comment. We would love to know how you're holding up with the rising prices, and if you ever thought it is possible to become rich during inflation. Let's make some money while people are afraid. And remember, wealth is built in recession.